Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Deo, and this is my commentated speedrun of Spyro the Dragon in 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 49 seconds. So, I wanted to do this commentary because there's a lot of history to this game, especially for me. I've been speedrunning it for about 5 years now, and through that time, I've seen a lot of, people come and go from the community and, play this game to various degrees of, I guess, seriousness. But, I just kind of wanted to take this time to, like, really shout out some of the people that have really made this game into like the extraordinary speedrun it is today. People like Saboom Stuff, who currently holds the world record at 122.37. Chris LBC, who has a 123. Tuval, who found one of the hardest tricks and one of the most important tricks in this run, which happens at the very end, and that's called credit skip, which we'll talk a little bit more about as this run goes on. Other people, just in the community who have been around for a long time, Dactyl, Hummeldon. There's obviously a bunch of other people that I'm forgetting right now. But I just wanted to give a quick shout out to just some of those main people who have really done a lot for this game and just really help bring the time down a lot and just show like what's possible. I like to kind of compare this game a lot to Super Mario 64, and the reason why is because they're both like 3D kind of you could say like platforming games, and at a high level, when you're really trying to optimize the movement tech in a game like this, it could seem like you're doing everything correctly and everything clean, when in fact, you could be very unoptimal and losing actually a lot of time. And it would be hard to tell just by watching the video alone that there's so much time to be saved. And such is the case with this run. The world record is still about 3 minutes faster than this run, 3 to 4 minutes. And so that's really wild. That's a lot of time. And I thought this was a really good run. There are sections where it may look really, I guess, optimal. Obviously, some that are less so. But, it's one of those things where, it goes to show that there's always improvements to be made no matter how well you think you play a section. So we're just coming out of Sunny Flight right now. That's the first level of the game in this category. You have to jump on all of the stones in front of the level right there. You see all those stones. You have to jump on all of them in sequential order. That's like counterclockwise or clockwise order in order to open the door to that portal. Not really hard, but as a little kid, that's like one of those things that you'll like kind of figure out by accident and be like, whoa, I'm a genius. It's also kind of fun trying to optimize the movement across those stones as well. But the flying levels, for the most part, are pretty straightforward, and I dare to say kind of boring. The only interesting thing with Sunny Flight was the plane cycles. There's just a lot of camera manipulation that's happening there to help make sure the planes are in the right spot. So, if you follow the L2, R2 button usage that you see in top level runs, then you should be fine as far as the planes go. Now, this is Dark Hollow, and this is kind of where the run like kind of actually starts, because now we're actually moving around trying to optimize stuff. Now, these little glides, these are kind of the first instances that we see of wall gliding. Wall glides are really crucial in this category because they can kind of make or break a lot of the tighter tricks and jumps that exist in this game that are really just kind of fun to mess with. If you're gliding against a wall and you gain some height on it, you just have to be careful that you don't push too hard against the wall, or else you're going to get that flop animation and basically lose all of your height. So it's a really kind of you're teeter-tottering on this balance beam whenever you're going for a good wall glide. You're always making sure you're not pushing too hard against the wall. So right here, there's actually a faster way of doing this where you don't flame him and then turn around and then you just grab all the gems first and then keep going. I was a little bit too scared to go for that strat on this run, and that's kind of one of the things I want to improve on in the future, is just some of the more kind of like scared safe strats that I do in this run. I'll be sure to point those out so that we can kind of have like an idea of like where you can really save a lot of time with stuff. But yeah, that's Dark Hollow right there. Sub 410 is a pretty ideal time. 407, very nice. Yeah, we're getting into it, man. We're getting through Artisans right now. So again, I'm not sure if I mentioned already, but this is the 120% category, which is the equivalent of, for a speedrun doing the collect everything category, the 100% category, if you will. The reason why it's called 120% is because there's a secret level at the very end of the game that you only unlock after collecting everything else. and killing Nasty. This first world that we're in, the Artisan's world, it's really meant to be pretty easy and kind of like literally kid friendly. You know what I mean? You can definitely tell this first world, it's very inviting, has a welcoming sort of atmosphere to it. And indeed, like the gems are really kind of spread, especially in this level, the gems are really spread out. You're not supposed to get up to this section as early as you do. There's a kind of a fountain strat that I did earlier. As long as you're holding X and standing on the right part of the fountain, when you do the jump and hold X, then you'll be able to get that rolling jump all the way up to the top. You just have to get used to the way the collision works there. It's one of those things you have to play with and find where you can stand and where you can't stand. This route that we're seeing right here was one of, I think, the many routes theorized by YesWally1. And I'm going to be bringing him up periodically throughout this video because he's still doing a lot to just kind of come up with like devil's advocate routes, we like to call them, that are just like really tough and use a bunch of unnecessary tricks and usually don't even end up saving time. Hummeldon, even like a couple days ago, Hummeldon went and found a really fun devil's advocate route for Metalhead where you get like a push proxy through the wall from a dead enemy's corpse. So since I mentioned proxies, I want to take a second to actually talk about what those are. Basically, they're just when you fly into an enemy or an object or get stuck in a place where the game doesn't want you to be. Say an enemy pushes you against a wall, or you glide into an enemy's hitbox while it's moving. The game will try to push you out of that hitbox with a high rate of velocity, creating this kind of bouncing flop effect, and we call that a proxy. Just charging down here, nothing too notable at this moment, but I guess I'll take this time to talk a little bit about just how much I guess time I've put into this game. It's been, like I said, 5 years, and when I learned my first route, that was back in like 2013 off of a YouTube video it's gone now, the YouTube video, but it was by a guy named Crash, and he had a long number after his name. And he got like a 206, and I thought that was such a good time back then in like 2013. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Even back then, I think the world record wasn't even like maybe 150 or 140 even. I really didn't start paying attention to people who streamed this game, namely Chris LBC and Saboom. I didn't start paying attention to the world record grind for this game until like around 2015-ish. No, I'd say 2014. When speedrunslive.com was a really big website, it was kind of a portal that you'd like find out all these new kind of speedrunners from. And as a result, I ended up watching a lot of Chris LBC and Saboom kind of stream their practice and their grinding, and really just got to see the world record just go lower and lower. Like I remember, when Chris had like Chris had the world record in this game for a long, long time, and he pretty much dominated the 130s in this game before Credit Skip was found. After Credit Skip was found, Chris was still pretty dominant through the mid 120s. And then kind of Saboom kind of came out of nowhere and just really just fucking went crazy with it. And just really, him and Chris have like had a really cool like sort of like time battle rivalry in this game. But since having the chance, I've actually had the chance to meet both of them in real life, and they're just both like such amazing and nice people, and just really chill, loving souls, and so to me, like being around people, like being around them especially, is just like a big inspiration, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess you could say this game has just like a lot of personal history with me and a lot of like emotional value. Yeah, and so I think that's like one of the cool things just about playing or just about doing speedruns or being a part of any sort of like gaming community online is, once you like, kind of put faces to these people that you're talking to on Discord or whatever, it really, I don't know, it just makes it like, it makes it real in the sense that it's like you realize that someone actually cares about this kind of otherwise kind of pointless activity. You know what I mean? Speedrunning, I mean. So I think if it weren't for Twitch, and streaming and stuff and meeting some of these people, I probably would not still be running the game today. So that says a lot about the the effect that I think Twitch has had as a platform on speedrunning and just the gaming community as a whole. But I guess that's nothing that people don't already know. We're coming out of a town square right now. By the way, I'm just going to be hopping between commentary about just my life and about like stuff in the game. Okay, so here is a really wild wall glide. You have to really caress that wall because it slopes inward. Um, it like kind of does like a little curve as you do that initial wall glide. So you have to make sure you're constantly tapping the left analog stick to adjust to that curve, or else you're gonna flop. Beyond that, you just have to learn which polygons you can stand on and which ones you can't on the hill. So now here in Toasty, I do a kind of a unique route. I make that wolf kill himself right there. That first wolf jumped off the edge. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with a couple of wolves further on in this level. I really don't know if it's faster, to be honest. But I think it's really cool, and it's kind of like a fun strat. And it's pretty fast, so I do it. Here we go. Make this dude jump off and make that guy jump off. You can tell I did like really kind of specific jumps around the side of them so that they'd notice me and jump at me in the correct way. So rescuing Nevin here. So the dragons in this game, there's kind of two approaches you can kind of take. You can either to free them, you could either mash the X button you can only press the X button to skip their cutscene, right? So like whenever they like explode out of their little pedestal, you're pressing X, like you're mashing X just to get through that, to skip the cutscene as quickly as possible. Now I know Saboom will time his X presses, but I just prefer to mash. I think a lot of people will just mash in general, and that's just kind of how that is. But another interesting thing about the dragons is look how I kind of go around the entire front of this guy right here. So that is actually kind of important because if you touch the dragons on the incorrect side, then Spyro's going to have to run around them as the dragon is like, shaking and like about to explode. The more time Spyro spends running to his spot, that he needs to go to, then the longer it's going to take. Obviously you can lose, up to 3 or 4 seconds per dragon if you don't touch them correctly. So it is pretty significant. Now I would say like 2 to 3 maybe. It varies a lot. Some dragons are faster than others too. Some will just like blow open right away. Some are just like you can just touch them right, how it naturally would be routed. But for many other dragons, you have to kind of go around them and touch them in the correct spot so that Spyro runs, just to his spot as quickly as possible. You definitely got to use the roll mechanic for that, so that you can make sure that when you like try to go around a dragon that you don't like miss him or accidentally touch him like on the wrong spot. The roll mechanic using the L1 or R1 buttons is actually pretty useful for that. So I like to do it. Sometimes it won't actually show the full animation, but on that dragon that I rescued outside of Toasty, you could see that roll pretty clearly. So we're in Night Flight right now, pretty chill level. This run is it's really well paced because you'll be doing like 5 or 6 on foot levels, and then you get one of these flight levels every homeworld, right? There's 6 homeworlds and 1 flight level for each one, right? Except for Nasties. So you'll be doing all this high intensity kind of like adrenaline fueled movement tech, so to speak, and when you enter one of these levels, it's like kind of a breather, a chance to kind of like not completely like lose focus and go autopilot. I know sometimes like that'll kind of happen and you'll like miss if you miss a box here, for example, which it seems like how could you miss a box? Like that's so easy, you fucking idiot, but it happens, a lot because it's like I think as a runner you really do want to take a breather during these little sections, but you still have to maintain focus. So that's like part of the challenge I think of just like running such a movement intensive game. It's keeping the focus level up and being constantly like in the moment, Night Flight. Yeah, though, I fucking love Peacekeepers. I think this homeworld is like just a fucking good time. Okay, I want to talk about that. So the thieves in this game, that was like one of the first thieves I killed. I killed another one in Town Square. They basically, when you flame them, they make you stop in your tracks and make you watch a little animation of collecting like an egg. If you flame, charge, and then jump, like circle, square, X really quickly, then basically you'll flame him while you're charge jumping, like while you're in the air. And what that'll do is that'll actually cancel that animation. So we try to, for pretty much for every one of these guys, we try to maximize that to the best of our abilities. We'll call that thief skip. Since I have kind of a Dry Canyon, this is another huge, like, big level, you know, like just actually in size. So I'm gonna talk a little bit just about more movement tech here. Flame charging. Okay, so flame charging is a really crucial technique that you have to get down if you want to speedrun this game. Basically, all it is it's like it says, you just flame and then charge. And the reason why you want to do that really quickly is because you can actually convince a lot of the boxes and enemies in this game to make their gems home into you through flame charging. So normally when you charge into an enemy, the gem will home into you, right? Which is what you want, right? But if you flame an enemy, then it won't, right? But if you flame and charge quickly enough, then that gem will home into you. So that is the strat that and pretty much anytime I flame something that has a gem in it, with few exceptions, I'm trying to get a flame charge on it, which means I have to flame with circle and then press the charge button really quickly. There's kind of a technique to it where you kind of have to use have your thumb kind of sideways on the controller and kind of use your knuckle for the circle button and then the tip of your thumb for the square button, so that you can really be as optimal as possible about it. Here's another kind of flame charge plus, like those boxes right there, I got a flame charge out of. Now, ideally, I would have liked to hit that thief as well, but you know, you can't always get what you want. Also, this guy right here I missed. You don't want to miss him on the first time around. Oh, let me get my coffee here, man. So much stuff to say, so little time. Yeah, so with this run, you know, I've been grinding for the better part of 2 years since my last posted PB on speedrun.com. And during that time, you know, I've gone through a lot of, I guess, like, sort of mental trials and tribulations, you could say. It's just like, imagine, you know, just like streaming speedruns, it could be really demoralizing at times because, you know, more often than not, you know, you're going to have pretty bad runs, you know, for the most part. And it's just really demoralizing. I don't really know how else to put it. You know, it is just a game. Yeah, it is just, you know, it's not a big deal. I don't know why you'd get depressed over, you know, not going fast, you know, arbitrarily fast in a video game. But, you know, I guess, like, when you really are trying to get a good time and really trying to dedicate yourself to it, it does wear on you mentally more than anything. And so I think it's part of the reason I think this run was successful is because even though I was kind of in the throes of a lot of sort of mental tribulations and you could say like speed depression, I was really constantly reminding myself, like, between levels during these little lulls right here, just to, you know, if I ever fuck anything up, just be like, it's fine, like, relax, you know, just really trying to, you know, push all the negativity out of my head, because the negative reinforcement is really what causes runs to go to shit. You'll mess up one little thing and then it seems like everything just like gets all fucked up after that. And why is that? And a lot of that has to do with negativity in our mindset, you know, and speedrunning just really lends itself to a lot of self, you know, degradation, and yeah, it's just having mental endurance in that way and really trying to keep a positive and focused attitude is probably, I would say, the greatest challenge of speedrunning a game. So we're in Clifftown now. This level is pretty fucking fun, I gotta be honest with you. When things go right, it moves pretty quickly. That lady I just killed right there. Oh, this little jump right here. That's really cool. You're supposed to not be able to make that jump or for the fireworks thing right there. I just flamed a fireworks. You're not supposed to be able to make that jump till later, but, you know, you can just barely get it early for both of those things. Now, ideally, you'd want to do this strat right here for both of the ladies and cauldrons, but I missed the first one, so way she goes. You know, possible time save for the future. It's really funny, you know, looking at some of these mistakes, because it's like, if I'd have just not made any one of these mistakes, then I would have beaten Gazco, because his PB is 3 seconds faster than this run. So it's just funny to think about that, you know. This is kind of a mind fuck moment for a lot of people casually playing this game. They're like, oh fuck, like that dragon tells you, hey, try flying out over there. And, you know, imagine being a kid in like 1996, you know, you'd expect, like, this area that I'm in right now, you'd expect it to be part of like the background or the skybox or something, you know. And when the dragon's like, You know, yeah, try flying over there, kid. It's like kind of one of those moments where it's like, damn, this is the future, you know, kind of thing. Future. These birds are really annoying. They can fly a number of different directions, and all of it is based on sort of your camera and your approach angle towards them. But it does feel kind of random at times, and so luckily those birds were pretty nice to me. They can cause you to lose like a lot of time there if you get really bad birds. Now I missed this guy again. I'm going for that sort of flame charging jump sort of skip on each one of them, so that's why it may seem a little wacky, some of my strats with these guys, and I do fuck them up periodically. But that's the whole reasoning for them. Flame charge and then grab the gem out of the air. That's a perfect example of wanting to not flame charge something, is when you're at the end of a level. You're gonna want to just get a regular charge on what if it's like an enemy or a box. You're gonna want to get a regular flame charge and just jump and grab it out of the air, because you don't have to move anymore past that point, and that is the fastest way to just collect the gem. The gem homing in animation does take like some seconds, or us like half a second, you know what I mean? But you see how it takes a moment for those gems to home in. That's why you want to do that sort of flame and then jump, grab the gem out of the air at the end of levels. At the end of this level, I do something similar where I jump and then charge into a gem from the air, so that Spyro's body collects it rather than Sparks, and it's the same reasoning, and so that we can skip the homing in animation and just save a little bit of time on that last gem for each level. This level is a lot of fun. I missed that little blue right there, which is annoying, but this is just a fun one to charge through and just be flaming everybody. I could definitely be a little faster here for sure. There's like a charging strat right there also that I kind of fuck up. But overall, it's best to just kind of play it safe here. There's a lot of kind of little small, like micro optimizations during that little section that I just got through right there that I didn't really do. But if you check out Saboom's world record, you'll see a lot of that sort of stuff. Stuff like like holding square when you're coming out of a wind tunnel, rather than just holding like down in a direction, things like that. This is Dr. Shemp. As long as you're quick with the Dr. Shemp fight, then he doesn't really give you much trouble. If you do take some extra time to reach him between phases, then he might actually do his animation for a little bit longer, do some extra jumps before you're able to flame him again. With all of the bosses, now check this out. Boom! See, I just jump right into that gem to avoid the animation. So yeah, with all of the bosses in this game, there's no health bars in this game, right? So no enemy actually has a health bar, but the bosses, in order to kind of like make it seem like the bosses have a health bar, they have phases, right? So Dr. Shemp right there, he was like the boss of this world. You flame him, at a specific time here, and then he moves on to his next phase, and then, he's invulnerable for that whole time, and then you get to flame him at a certain time, you know what I mean, type of thing. So, and that actually is true for all the way to the Nasty Nork fight as well. So, we do take advantage of that by talking a little bit more about that trick credit skip. We take a lot of advantage of that by killing Nasty as we kill ourselves, because it only takes one flame at the end of the level. It's not like we have to whittle down a health bar or anything. But again, I'm gonna not like talk too in depth about credit skip until we get to it. Yeah, man, I mean, whatever. If I feel like it, I will. Doesn't matter. We got some time here, guys. It's all good. Get comfy. Just hear some guy rant about his speedrun history with this game. It's really funny because I've never really seriously speedran any other games or even categories besides this one. I don't play any percent for this game. I just do 120 for the most part. I've done some like meme runs of Vortex and Chargeless, but nothing serious. Nothing as serious as this. When I say serious, I just mean like actually dedicated and like trying to get like a good, like somewhat optimized run. So these poles right here, you have to side swipe them so that you avoid the bonk animation. At least for the first 3 poles, you have to do that. For the 4th one, it doesn't matter. This here, you can get that jump that I initially went for, but this is a good backup right there. You do not have to go on that side step. You just have to get a good jump up there, jumping charge. In order to get up like really annoyingly high ledges, the strat is to jump. In fact, if you can manage it, you can do a spin jump, which actually gets you a little bit extra height. But just normal, in that case with that ledge, you just normal jump, and then at the peak of the jump, you're going to want to press the charge button. Okay, so that's how you get up like a really high ledge. If you go back to Dry Canyon, I do a spin jump in order to get to like a little spot near the end of that level. And that's the same thing. I'm just spinning to get a little extra height and pressing square at the top of the jump. There you can see the roll animation pretty clearly as I rescue Andor. It's like you'd think like why not just touch him on the other side, but it wastes quite a lot of time to do that. Because like I said, Spyro's got to run around like a fucking idiot. This part's always kind of scary. It's like I'm always thinking like, fuck, I'm about to like fall into that little hole right there every time. I've done that before also. So just want to be careful. This is kind of an interesting part. That little red gem right there. If you're not careful, it can get you. This level has gone through actually a few different route iterations over the years. It used to be that we used to follow the natural route of the level and then backtrack our way through. Or not backtrack, but follow the natural route and then death abuse our way back up here, which is still a pretty good route. It's definitely a little easier, but the route that I do here is a little more optimal, where we just where we don't do any death abuses, where we do more backtracking through the level. Pretty much that entire latter half of the level, I was pretty much backtracking, going kind of the opposite intended way. And we're coming to the end of Peacekeepers right now. These guys right here are just fucking assholes. They worked with me pretty well that time. Look at this movement. I remember being mad at my X button right there. Those guys can be kind of assholes because, like with every other enemy sort of cycle in this game, it's really dependent on how you approach them. And even the slightest variance in camera angle or approach angle is going to make all three of those guys be in different spots. So it's really kind of inconsistent. You have to kind of get lucky with them to a degree. There we go. So there's like the little egg animation skip. Now I did get a bonk on the thief, but that still saves time over just flaming him and continuing. Cosmos. I think I fucked up this flame charge. Yeah. Fucked up that. I remember getting a little tilted right here. This is like a perfect example of how like one problem can multiply into many, but I recovered it well enough. So that fan chest, when I destroy it, it actually kills the guy on the other side. You saw his body right there. That's because the fan chests actually blow up and the fan on top flies away and can hit enemies. See how it kind of fell into the lava right there? So we do take advantage of that as much as we can throughout this run. Also with fan chests can appear in groups of 2 or 3 as well. And so when that happens, you want to try to flame as many of them at once as possible. Like, obviously, the less amount of flames you have to use, then the more time you save. So, there'll be a lot of kind of cheeky, like little roll strats or like little side turnaround strats that are intended to save flames. Like that little roll right there, big swag roll up in here. Okay, so this is a really cycle-based level. I unfortunately got a bad cycle on that guy. You don't want him to go up. You want him to just stay there. But it's not a huge deal. It doesn't lose a lot of time. As long as you do this part quickly and everything else leading up to it, then you should be fine with the stairs. But if you do get a really fast cycle and the guy doesn't go up, then you just got to be careful with the stairs, because this is one of those levels. Look at that fucking flame. This is one of those. That guy was laughing at me. He was like, "You idiot." This is one of those levels where, if you actually do get the fastest, most optimal cycles, it doesn't always work in your favor. It's like kind of like the faster you go, like, more time, more problems, So if you end up going a little slow here, it's not a huge deal as long as you just keep up with the quote-unquote slow cycle. But yeah, obviously, you want to go as fast as possible, so just do it. Go for a hard cycle and just, fucking beast that shit. That's what Saboom does. Oh yeah, dude. So, I'm just chilling here. I just got this PB yesterday. What's today? It's like September 13th. I got this PB yesterday on September 12th, 2019. And it's really been like a really long journey for me. I know I've kind of talked about this a little already, but it's been 2 years since I've gotten a PB. Um and that's like a lot of time for you to kind of reflect and ask yourself like, can I do this? And I definitely had those feelings a lot. I'm honestly surprised that I skipped the 126. My PB before this was 127.26. And that, I thought for sure I was going to get 126 before I got a 125, but it really just goes to show the value of like a positive mental mindset and really active sort of recovery and just focus, because this run definitely had its share of mistakes, but the cool thing about it is that there were no like really major mistakes. A lot of times if you like miss a charge or you have a death, like you'd kind of consider that like a major mistake. But luckily this run didn't have a lot of that, but it had a lot of very kind of small, like, like that, like little movement error right there. There's a lot of little movement errors that if you just kind of like watch closely, you'll definitely pick up on. And then those do add up. So those are the things we got to kind of get rid of. So this homeworld is really interesting because you have to do this sort of preliminary charge right here. You can opt to do this charge after the level. I like to do it before this level that I'm going into right now. It's really just whatever you prefer. It doesn't really save you or lose you time either way, as far as I can tell. And yeah, we're in high caves. This is another level that has an easier route if you go to the right-hand side through the cave to start out with. I'd recommend for new players to go to the right here instead of the left. This route that I do requires really good flame charging abilities. I see I just fucked up that one right there. If you fuck up the flame charges, it's like, ugh. It's not really the hugest deal in the world. Another one. Oh, and I get hit by 2 tornadoes. Just really, really awful stuff. Like, think about it, that's like a good maybe like 6 to 10 seconds right there of like mistakes that I could have gotten around. But the cool thing about that is that now I'm on a good cycle, or quote unquote good cycle with these guys. So going slow there isn't the hugest deal if you just want to get to the cycle on time. If you go really fast, then you have to be super fast to hit the cycle correctly, and that can be troublesome. Ran around that dragon so we can get him later. With the dragon with the routing of the dragons, you really want to bear in mind where Spyro is going to be positioned after the dragon is done with, right? And so in that case, Spyro is going to be positioned closer to the route through the level on the second time around than on the first. So we choose to hit him then. Messed up the thief right there. I never really tend to get that thief very consistently. That thief is probably the hardest one in the game for me to actually hit the skip on. I go for a backup skip usually. That goes kind of further into the cave, but it's not really a huge deal. It's again, with all this stuff, it's like the faster you go, the better off you'll be. This trick right here is really crazy. So we're kind of ramping off the pillars in order to make it up these stairs here, while also trying to hit the spiders and the wizards. We're getting a big kiss from this fairy where Spyro is super basically turned on right now. He can just basically destroy anything metal now. So like these spiders where you couldn't kill them before, now you can. Fan chests are destroyed in 1 flame now instead of 3. But if it's like a fairy that in a purple dress, then it'll only be a temporary sexual drive boost. You'll notice that now Spyro is in the perfect position for me to just turn around and continue my route. Whereas I would have had to run back over the dragon before. It's like such a small, routing thing, but we try to save as many, seconds as we can with this run because I would say it is pretty optimized nowadays. I do think that the world record can go lower. I don't think I'm capable of making that happen quite yet, but my goal right now is to just kind of bridge the gap between Saboom, Chris, and everyone else, and just kind of make it a more kind of even playing field, so to speak. This is a good example of trying to hit like 2 fan chests at once to minimize flame usage. I do mess up a lot of the pause and quits during this run because my pause button requires a certain like sort of like weird sideways press for it to work correctly. If I just press it normally, it doesn't always register. So that has been a point of frustration for me. All right, so now I'm going to go for a double kill on these guys right here. I do this by going through the tree and then doing a diagonal hit through them. Saboom doesn't even stop on the supercharge ramp for the slow charge like what I did. He'll just do the full speed charge and just, Hail Mary and hope to hit both of them just going straight. I like the slow charge and the diagonal strat there because it's definitely consistent for me. Yeah, this camera here is a little awkward coming from the top, so you have to like kind of, pivot Spyro a little bit. Actually, I kind of want to talk about pivoting a little bit. In this game, if you turn Spyro too hard, like if you just like turn your joystick and like, down left, Spyro will do like a little pivot animation, which is not as fast as if you were to slowly turn Spyro around, 180 degrees, right? If you were to just press down on the joystick, then he does an animation basically. And it's slow. So whenever possible, you'll see me really trying to caress Spyro's turns so that I don't get those pivot animations. The pivot tech is really crucial to being able to maneuver quickly through this game, because if you're pivoting all over the place, you're just going to be going slow as fuck. Check this out. So this is kind of like a double jump into a turnaround supercharge. And we get a wall boost right there in order to get up to this second level. This second level you're supposed to access from the upper area, but it makes more sense in the route to do it this way. You could also alternatively try to get a proxy off of one of those green wizards, though that is highly inconsistent and just kind of wild. Like on a good pace run, you don't really want to waste time going for one of those. But if it's just like a fun run, then yeah, it's fun to go for. I've never gotten wizard proxy in this level on a run before. With this thief, the skip is kind of cool. I fucked it up here, but what you can do is you can actually jump and flame charge all the way off the edge, and basically you'll kill the thief, and Spyro will kill himself before before the animation happens, thus skipping the animation. You do it. So getting onto that supercharge, having this amount of supercharge speed is kind of specific the way you have to do it. You have to be charging from where those two green gems are at the top of the supercharge ramp. You have to do a very specific sort of kind of jump against the wall in order to let yourself land on the correct part. Essentially, you want to land on the correct part of the supercharge ramp while coming down on it, charging from the air with full speed. And that's what allows you to get the orange flames when you're not supposed to. You'll see me abuse that in levels like Treetops as well, Lofty Castle to a lesser extent. Triple treat? Nope. Oh yeah, I fucking derped as hell here. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that this run, 125, because there's definitely some movement errors, sprinkled throughout. It's not a perfect run by any means. I think 124 is definitely on the table and doable. But this shit takes time, man. As I've come to find out, this shit definitely takes time. It takes years to get runs that really kind of come together like this. So okay, check this out. So that was kind of weird, right? I had the kind of camera behind the portal. The reason why I did that and why I wasn't charging too much is because if the camera is lodged behind the portal like that, then Spyro is going to take an extra long amount of time to jump through the portal, which actually you'd think we wouldn't want to do that. We'd want to get through the portal and load the level as quickly as possible. But in this case, there's a dragon that's right in front of the portal. So what we do is we actually lodge the camera so that when Spyro jumps through the portal, he's like jumping for an extra like half second. He's like kind of floating through the portal before it, cuts to the level load. And during that time, you actually can touch that dragon from the other side of through the portal. So like you're jumping through the portal, and right before the level loads, Spyro kind of taps the dragon. So you kind of can almost even hear the beginning of that dragon opening sort of thing. So what ends up happening is we skip the dragon entirely, because it's like the game thinks when we exit this level, the game will think that we have already caught that dragon. That's a really cool kind of unique strat that you don't really see at first glance. But you'll notice that when I fly out of this level, the dragon pedestal will have been already collected right there. And that's all because I did the camera thing and jumped through the portal in like a weird way. Apparently, it is faster to kill those wizards right there outside of Blowhard afterwards. But I find that it's, for me, I need more practice with it because it's kind of inconsistent. That way right there is super consistent for me, so I just do it like that. But yeah, I could potentially save a second or two with that. Fireworks chests, dude. Fucking fireworks chests, dude. Generally speaking, fireworks chests are going to want to be charged instead of flamed, especially if you have anything above green sparks. If you charge into a fireworks chest, it'll explode immediately, thus giving you the gems more quickly, at the cost of a single sparks. So that is generally faster in most cases. Now, in that case right there, the gems fly really high, so it makes more sense to flame it, hit the wizards, and then come back. Oh Lord, man. There's kind of a lot of stuff to explain. Didn't really think about it. I mean, it's funny because it's like there's a lot of stuff to explain, but at the same time, there's really not. The game is about as straightforward as it can be. Like everything you see that's happening here that's basically what's happening, you know. And if you just copy that, you know, if you're a new runner or something, and if you just kind of copy what I'm doing here, then it will take some practice, you know, for sure, to get used to mechanics like flame charging and charge gliding. Speaking of mechanics tutorials, Chris LBC did a sort of movement tutorial and 120% sort of speedrun walkthrough back in 2016, I want to say, 2017 maybe. And so you can look on Chris LBC's YouTube channel to see that if you want, to learn a little bit more about the way because he has the input display and everything. So he does a really good job of showing how exactly to flame charge and how to charge glide. They're really not hard motions once you get used to them, but at first glance, it's like, you know, you don't really think about this sort of tech when you first, you know, or when you're just initially watching the game or just playing it. Keep in mind, every time I glide in this game, pretty much like 99% of the time I'm gliding in this game, like right there, I hit the square button, I hit the charge button before I initiate that glide. And it's really hard to see, but what it does is it gives my glide, it gives me just that extra little boost before my glide that really helps save time and actually can get you to higher places and to further away places with your glides in this game. So that's charge gliding, which I haven't really talked about that much, but just, you know, swiping your thumb from square to X, similarly to flame charging where you're swiping your thumb from circle to square. One button that you have to be kind of aware of when you're practicing your charge gliding, especially flame charging, is the triangle button. There I think were a few times, maybe even in this run or maybe in other runs. There's definitely many times where you'll accidentally hit the triangle button when you're in midair, and that's really bad because that'll cause Spyro to just stop in midair and flop onto the ground. So you really want to be careful not to have too wild of a flame charging technique, because you can hit the triangle button accidentally. And you don't want to do that. Got the good cycle there. You can see that guy was about to fucking start the electricity here. If you go extra fast here, then you can catch this cycle. Look, he's about to do it. Boom, caught him. Idiot. Definitely want to flame charge that guy too, so that way you can make it through these cycles quickly as well. Charging jump here, you can just barely make that. If you are going fast, then you're going to want to try to jump over that charging, that electricity floor. Flame charge this. I did miss the flame charge on this, I believe, but it's all good. Hit this stuff. If you miss any of those boxes, which is pretty common, then you can land on the other roof and do a glide back to the where the fan chest was up above here. Here's the first gold of the run. Pretty hyped up right here. Let me see what I... Yeah.
Pretty fucking hyped up. So, yeah, man. This route that I'm taking through Beastmakers is one that was theorized by Saboom a few years ago. It is arguable whether it's faster or not, but I like it. It's fun. I'm just kind of going with with routes. I do whatever's kind of like new and fun, and if it's like maybe like a half second slower or something, you have to kind of consider the potential for optimization as well with certain routes. Um, So like if a route is slower but there's more potential for optimization, then you may want to do that one instead. Um, because at the end of the day, it is really hard to time route differences because it's a 3D kind of movement based game. You're not always going to get a consistent sense of like what's optimal and what's not. You may do something that looks really optimal, but it turns out to be like just trash. What are we in? Wild Flight right now. So there's actually a really cool strategy in this level. I don't go for it in this run, unfortunately, because I'm a big pussy. But I could have. The way it works is if you're on a good pace like I am here, you can actually kill this first plane and then go right into the tunnel and do like kind of a turnaround, flop strat, which does save like 2 to 3 seconds at least. But again, I know I'm on such a good pace. It's at this point that I'm starting to be like, all right, I'm kind of want to just go for safe strats. That's why it's kind of nice to know different routes for different levels. Is because if you know what the safe strats are for a level, then you can really kind of guarantee your run to a degree. And so I try to do that here, though I do. A really good example of knowing different strats for a level is Lofty Castle. If I go for a risky strat in Lofty Castle, but you can go for even riskier strats than what I do, and you can also go for safer strats. And at the end of the day, they don't really have huge fluctuations in time. It's just difference in the potential for optimization. Now, I did miss that little chicken right there, but it's not a big deal as long as I don't get hit too much. I think I did get eaten during this run, though, which was annoying. If those guys eat you, those little shrub guys eat you, they literally will do a chewing up animation for like 5 seconds. In fact, I think we're going to see one right here. It's probably the most frustrating thing as a speedrunner is to just be forced to watch an enemy fuck you up for like a few seconds. Yeah, it was this guy. Look, I flamed him, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude, I fucking flamed him, bro. I fucking flamed him. That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, I mean that's part of like you know what? I'll say it. That's part of the charm of a game that's like old like this, I guess, kind of like an early 3D era game, because you will get sometimes you will get fucked over by like really ridiculous stuff like that. That's kind of out of your control. You could almost say, and I think that adds to like the charm a little bit in a sense. Obviously, that it's very frustrating though. Sometimes you'll get like in that same sense, like sometimes you'll accidentally proxy off of an enemy or something and like fly like 100 feet into the air, and just like moments like that are just really hilarious for like a Twitch clip or whatever. It's like, damn, didn't see that coming. Even still, after playing this speedrunning this game for years, I still see new stuff all the time that people are finding out just through kind of like hunting for proxies and hunting for like different sorts of like weird, funny like anomalies of the game mechanics. You can just find a lot of really funny stuff. Even if you're not interested, whoever's watching this, even if you're not interested in speedrunning this game, I definitely encourage you to like get this like maybe on an emulator or something and just play around with like just the mechanics and the movement and try to like flame charge some stuff and try to like get maybe like a proxy off of an enemy or something. It's fun. Even if you're not doing like a actual, serious speed run like this, it's fun to play with. I just think it's fun to play with the mechanics of like 3D based, movement based games, And I think this game has like kind of that unlimited potential for like, for just movement, shenanigans, I guess you could say. All right, so this area right here is fucked up. It's called Guantanamo Bay. And as you can see, it is home to the worst fucking offenders in this whole fucking level. There are just way too many enemies in that room. And interestingly, let's listen closely here. Yeah, so I actually missed a frog right there. And I wouldn't have known that. I would have maybe accidentally left the level early, which happens a lot. That kills a lot of runs. Really make sure you have all of your gems before you leave a level from the pause screen. But yeah, I heard that little sound cue of the frog barking at me, and so I was like, "Oh shit!" You know. So audio cues are very important in this game. It's the same thing when you light a fireworks chest or just a firework. You can hear it sizzling. So if you're unsure about whether you hit it or not, that's like really helpful to know. And same thing with like mist. If you like say sometimes you'll charge an enemy, but the gem won't home in. It does happen, or a box or something. And so if you're not paying attention, those could kind of slip past you. You know, you could just kind of chalk them down to like, oh, I got it, I charged it, but you know, you won't know that you missed it until you hear the gem hit the ground, make that little like kind of ringing noise when it hits the ground, like ting noise. So yeah, audio. The audio cues just definitely saved me right there in Misty Bog. So always play this game with game audio so that you can hear what the fuck is going on, or else you will fuck stuff up. Go for a cool strat here. Kill these two boxes and then charge into that one. All right, so that life that I just got right there was a mistake. At the end of the run, you want to, before you go for credit skip, you want to have 0 lives. So that way it game overs you back to the home world instead of starting you back at the beginning of Nasty's level and then having to exit level. So that life collection right there alone was a bad move because it literally cost me time at the end of the whole game, which is kind of funny. You think you're like being safe and stuff, but actually it's just costing time. Not to mention the extra time you're spending just collecting the life itself. So definitely just collecting that life probably costed me like at least 5 seconds, you know, even though it didn't really look like much. At least 5 seconds. So yeah, it's hard to kind of pay attention to your life count. But it's one of those things you have to try to keep track of, or just have a sense about, like a feeling about whether you like, know whether you've made any unintentional deaths or not. The cool thing about this route is that even if you do it correctly, then the way the deaths work with some of these level routes is you don't have to worry about getting any extra lives because some of the levels now have no death abuses in them. So it's pretty cool in that sense because as long as you just trust in yourself, basically, then you're not going to miss lives, or you're going to end up with 0 lives at the end. It just kind of happens naturally, which is kind of cool. So I did a little trick right there at the end of Treetops to jump up to that second area early. It's called Stone Knot Skip, and it's similar to Wizard's Peak, where we kind of rub up against the wall and press the X button kind of late so that we get kind of an extra height on the jump. I don't know, you can call it like a wall boost or something like that. Supercharged wall boost. I think that's a good name. We'll call it that. So this level, you have to go down to this lower area because we have to collect everything, right? And a lot of people don't know that this area exists. This is usually like the last area. I know for one of my first 120% playthroughs, just back when I was like a kid, this was definitely like the last area that I, when I was trying to get 120% that I found, right? Because it looks like it's just down in the middle of like a death plane, but it's a real place. Cool. It's a cool example of in environment design for a video game. It's a cool example of rewarding the curious. Like, oh, here's this whole secret area. I think secret areas are just really cool, especially when they're not like super telegraphed. They're just like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, it's a secret door to a secret area. It's like, no, it's just there, but you wouldn't really notice it if you're not really paying attention, type of thing. I know in Spyro 2 and in Spyro 3, there was a lot of those like breakable walls. And those kind of pissed me off a lot because a lot of times I would see like cracks in like the wall's texture and I would like try to break them, right? Because it's like, all right, where's the secret area? Where's the secret area? And it doesn't really, it takes the whole kind of secret out of the secret area when you know there's breakable walls and that's all that's kind of concealing them. But when they're in plain sight and you still can like miss them, then that's like a really kind of a testament to good like game design, I think. In terms of creating a secret area. So yeah, this level is pretty cool. Metalhead's really unique as a boss because he requires that you kill all those pylons. But as long as you're going with a decent pace, those pylons are all going to be green instead of flashing. Just take the right route through them and you'll be fine. You also have to be careful with the enemies that he throws. Sometimes he can throw if you have like a weird cycle. Sometimes he'll throw an enemy and its gem will be all the way at the end of the room and you won't really realize it. So just really try to keep track of that. Especially if you're going slower than an ideal pace. If you've had to like wait a cycle or two, really be careful about where the dead enemy corpses drop their gems at. Man, and now we're rounding out the end of Beastmakers over here. If you go fast enough here, you can actually hit this guy coming up right here before he reactivates his charge pad, which does save a few seconds. It's a super swagged out strat, but if you don't get it, it's fine. Just go up here and just fuck it, it's all good. By the way, this little wall right here, you can just charge it up like that. That's another good example of charging at the top of a jump to get extra height for jumps exactly like that one. Oh, also you'll notice that one that was right there on the ground. You have to jump into that gem. If you just run up to it, Sparks will try to grab it, but while it's homing in, before it actually touches you and gets in your inventory, the balloonist will talk to you. So you have to make sure you jump into that gem instead of just running into it. Yeah, so by this point, my nerves are definitely sort of ramping up a little bit. They've been kind of consistently getting higher and higher throughout the run, but at this point, I've lost a lot of runs in Dreamweavers. It's around this point in the game that the levels, God, fucking that up. That strat's pretty hard, but it's around this point in the game that the levels get a lot more punishing, I'll say, for slight movement errors. So it's not necessarily that they're harder. I guess you could say harder for lack of a better term, but they definitely require a lot more, I would say, precise execution in order to be done effectively and consistently. So here in Haunted Towers, we really have to, after this first fairy kiss, remember that she was purple, so this is a temporary flame. You could flame that fireworks block, but I didn't really want to risk it. You'll notice I'm about to wear off right here, but I flamed that little door right there early. You can also proxy off of that wizard right there. There is a setup for it, but I like to just kind of go for it raw, no protection. This is a cool little turnaround strat right here, very similar to the Wizard's Peak strat that we do. A lot of people opt not to do that strat so you can make a circle and kill some of the enemies that we skipped below. But I like to do the turnaround. I think it's cool. And and so now at this point you get to really see, this is the hardest room in the game to get effective flame charges on. And the reason why is because, first of all, the flame charges on these big armor guys, flame charges on big enemies in general are pretty hard because their hitboxes are larger, which means you have to get closer to them in order to get the flame charge. Definitely fucked that up. That was almost okay, but that ending was just kind of sketchy. You want to ideally kind of like flame charge all of them, but near the end there, you can accidentally hit the two guys at once. So you might flame charge the first one and then like fuck up the second one or stuff like that. I almost charged into that fireworks chest right there, which would have totally ruined me. But luckily I had the foresight to not do that. Even though it did cost me a second or two, it would have cost me way more time if I didn't have sparks for this section. Yeah, you want to try to charge through all of the boxes kind of at once. Like you want to try to take care of 2 rows in one charge. Then that way the room can be cleaned up a lot easier. Don't try to do any crazy like flame charging strats. It's just not going to work out. Okay, so I'm like missing all of these guys. You'll also notice that I'm doing jump flame charges on guys that are laying down. They're more consistent, but they obviously do cost more time. If you watch Saboom's world record, he does not do jump flame charges here, which probably saves him a good like 5 to 10 seconds over me just automatically. Green sparks here. So since we didn't kill the enemies earlier because we did the turnaround supercharge, you just have to be really precise here. Make sure that you kill that laying down armor guy, just so you can collect his gem. So that way those guys don't hit you. You can just flame charge all of them. I did miss a flame charge on one of them, but I think it's pretty consistent. As long as you hit when you're coming around towards the gate initially, as long as you hit the guy as well as the gate, then you're fine. Again, that fireworks box can be hit earlier, so that's another possible time save. This part's really cool. Just gems, gems, gems. You can do it a lot faster too, but just playing it safe. This last guy, I don't try to flame charge. I just grab the gem out of the air because it's a little faster. Yeah, lost a couple seconds due to some shady flame charging, but I think the recovery was pretty good there. You can go for a wall glide right there that lets you survive and lets you go around the Dreamweaver's homeworld backwards, complete with a reverse level order. I chose not to do that because I was already pretty stressed out by this point. I wanted to just kind of go with the path that was going to be the most straightforward and safe that I didn't have to think so hard about. I can just focus on playing, not have to think about like, oh, I got to go to this level and this level, So, Dark Passage, the turtles in this level can really fuck you over. Talking a little bit more about precise execution. If you're not perfectly charging towards one of these guys, if you're just kind of pussyfooting around them, they will hit you. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Even if you think you're charging well towards them, they can still hit you. So you have to be really on top of it. Got a nice double kill on these guys. Flame, boom, boom. You're seeing how just how intentional I am with the turtles. Like I don't spare any time with those turtles. If they're about to, if I give them an inch, they will hit me and just fuck me over and cost me at least like 3 seconds. And we don't want that. So make sure you're really aggressive with those turtles. There's a weird spot right here, but luckily we caught the gems. It's okay I fucked up because I flamed that chest, but ideally you'd want to charge it. Oh, yeah. But we're getting through this level quickly enough. Oh, with these guys right here, the trick to them is not moving your camera too early. You want to make sure you do those jump sort of spins so that way the camera isn't facing towards them until the point that you're charging towards them. That will help kind of stave off their sort of preemptive attacks. Is a little bit of camera work there, or lack thereof, I should say. There's a strat where you can go on the left side of those doggies right there instead of the right side, which I did. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just this level is just it's just, there's just so many enemies, I think, especially with these end game levels. There are so many fucking difficult enemies in these levels that is just, it can be very, very frustrating when they don't really cooperate with you. Luckily they were pretty cooperative in this run. But like I said, you have to play really intentionally during levels like this and really have a good idea about how the enemies like will respond and react, and really kind of race them to their attack, before they get it. Nice gold. 5 seconds, man. That's pretty good. And that level could have been faster too, It wasn't like a, perfectly optimized thing at all. Really tight jump right there. Jump, charge glide to charge onto the thing. There's a lot of precise jumps right here during this homeworld. It's a very nerve-wracking part, right? This part right here. Check this out. We dodged the two, and it looks like you can't even make that jump, but it's actually really lenient, surprisingly. It's funny the way collision works with the ledges in this game, because some ledges are really lenient, like these ledges here in the Dreamweaver's homeworld, but others are really not lenient, and it looks like some things should be possible, but they're really not. Like the pedestals in Jockey. It's a good example of a thing that'll just always bonk you when you're not really expecting it. Yeah, man, since I have a little bit of a lull in my thought process right now, I just want to give a quick shout out to the people just who have been in my Discord and in my stream. Anime97, Mr. Hangman, later Farnia, Linkit Craig, Shaman Hearts, those guys were both present for most of this run, and they're chatting and hyping up and stuff. So, like I was kind of saying earlier, you guys have really made a huge, huge difference for me in playing this game, and like it really means the world to me that just anyone like gives a shit about these runs or my runs of this game. And yeah, I just want to keep sharing that with you guys, and just let you know that I care about you and that you keep me going. Just anybody, whoever's watching this right now, even if you aren't one of those people that I just said, you're making a difference for me by watching this commentary. So I thank you for that. So you'll notice that I went straight down into that train right there. The reasoning for that is you want to make Spyro kind of bash his head against something at the end of a flight level, so as to cancel an ending level animation where he like flies up into the air and does like a cool little thing. That shit wastes like 4 seconds. So if you just put like a wall or a roof or something, or like the bottom of the train tracks in front of Spyro as you're doing that last flame, then you'll be able to cancel that animation and end the level immediately. Here's a little Wally strat right here as the beginning of this area. I got really lucky with those boxes. Again, getting a really high jump, charging up. I should have flamed that guy right there, that turkey. But it's fine. Cost me a second or two, but what are you going to do? That charge glide right there to this dragon, Mudata. By the way, great name. That charge glide over here was... it's probably one of the hardest ones to do in the game, especially if you're playing on like emulator or like a really laggy... Like if you're playing on PS1, it's where it's like a little bit more laggy. It's really hard to execute that charge glide because the amount of lag at that particular spot... just in this level in general, is really intense, and it can actually drop some of your inputs, including your glide input. So you have to be really careful about that. That is a thing in this game. Really good gem awareness, just knowing that like whenever I'm missing something, just really quickly going back and just trying to get it. But man, I'll tell you guys, I'm getting pretty hungry over here, man. I'm looking to have a big old burger for lunch, dude. After this run, I already watched this back once yesterday to retime it. Man, after this run was over, I tell you guys, man, we were celebrating, man. My buddy Eric, dude, Eric and Craig, like, and Grimble, 3 people in my chat, they like came by, brought me beers, fucking hung out. It was really special, you know. We celebrated. So pardon me if I'm a little hungover right now, sounding a little quiet. But yeah. Mm. So this part's a real pisser right here. So the reason why this route is kind of risky is because of this charge right here. Take a look. You get a kind of big jump. You have to kind of angle it correctly there. And so now that looked pretty straightforward, but in order to get that jump that I got right there at the very end, you have to jump off of like the correct polygon in order for it to work on the ground. It won't work. It's just really finicky. So I was really relieved when I got this. Now for this whole section right here, this is a really easy section for you to kill yourself on by accident. Like if you miss that turkey and you like kind of see, I'm kind of fudging up a little bit. It's really easy to fall off the edge here, so just really be careful. And just remember, you know, don't go any faster than you have control of. Like right here, like don't go, you know, don't fall off the edge. You know, play it safe, right? It's one of those things. Oh man. There's a really cool backup strat in this level over by the area that I'm at right now. If you supercharge over to one of the walls over here and bonk, then what'll happen is one of the archer guys will shoot you. And if you have no inputs on your controller, like you just bonk and then don't press anything, then you'll maintain all the momentum from the charge. So if they shoot you into a wall, that means you'll get blasted straight up into the air. And you'll be able to recover shit like that. It's pretty crazy. Oh, man. God, it's hard to talk for like an hour and 11 minutes straight. About fucking purple dragons and speedruns and stuff, but you know, you just got to get into it. I really recommend that anyone, you know, who's interested in learning this game join the Spyro speedrunning Discord. That spot is a really helpful place just to ask people about like what emulators they use, capture cards, strats, any of that sort of stuff. You know, if you're interested in learning about, you know, speedrunning this game, don't hesitate to, you know, shoot me a DM or be like, hey, you know, you want to race, or like, hey, I'm trying to do this, but I don't really get how this works. Can you help me? I'm always here to help. You know, I think in general, you know, speedrun communities are always here to help new players. So, you know, I really encourage people to. It'd be really good to see more new players take this game seriously. There's quite a lot of people on the leaderboards, but I would say maybe like 10 to 20 people actually take the category like halfway seriously and like learn a route and try to get a quote unquote good run by their standards. So it'd be cool to see more people like really try to, you know, bring their time down a little bit. But if not, it's not a big deal. I think this game is pretty competitive as it is. You know, there's still a pretty active community with it. Even though Saboom and Chris aren't really playing so much anymore, it's still pretty active. So that's dope. Not to mention, the Spyro communities of various Spyro games, 1, 2, 3, and everything else, we're all like really integrated with one another and with the Crash Bandicoot speedrunning community. So there's a lot of runners that have kind of crossover between those two communities, and so we consider like the two communities as a whole to be the Sprash community, you know. And so if you ever go to like a GDQ or something, which I'm planning on doing, you know, you'll end up hanging out with like I'll end up hanging out with a lot of the Sprash boys and girls, and you know, and just drinking and like watching runs and, you know, talking shit, playing Nitro Fueled. So it's fun, you know. I think going back to the whole community aspect of speedrunning, I think it's really important in terms of motivation because, you know, without having, you know, a couple viewers or without having some people to like egg you on and tell you that, yes, this is like an important thing that is kind of cool, you know, then there's really no point to doing something like this, like speedrunning or whatever, you know. And believe me, it gets very demoralizing very quickly, you know, when you're just like resetting over and over on a fucking 5 hour stream. It's annoying. But here we are, man. We're rounding the end over here. Coming into Nork's world. What do I want to say about Nork's world? Definitely someone in the chat during this run asked me what's my least favorite level. And the first one I thought of was Nork Cove, which is the next level coming up here. It's really annoying because the enemies they just don't really work with you all the time. Sometimes you're kind of relying on enemies to get damaged by like really kind of by like a thread sort of scenario, you know, and they don't always cooperate with you, which is annoying. But yeah, let's see what we can do here. Hit that guy. Ideally, you'd want to hit that guy before he grabs his barrel. You can flame charge that guy. Kind of inching my way up as I'm following the fountain of gems. You can grab these guys as gems out of the air, even though it looks like you can't really. You can kind of just barely push your face up and grab those gems out of their like corpses. See, like in this game, every enemy is unique in terms of the way you have to either flame charge it or flame jump it for its gem. And with these guys, you can't flame charge them. You have to flame jump them or do something along those lines. Grabbing the fodder, 2 boxes, boom, heart boxers. Okay, so right there, I charged the box so that the metal lock box right here would explode early. You'll notice that there is a metal barrel here at the top of this little square area, and you're supposed to use that barrel to blow up the lock box that I just destroyed and collected all those red gems from. So that's a cool time-saving strat, but it doesn't always work, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent. That's another thing. You'll notice that blue gem was like kind of hiding in the barrel that the guy dropped. That's a really common thing. If you're not paying close attention, then gems can be completely obscured by these barrels and stuff. So you have to be really careful about that. But luckily, Sparks can grab the gems like right through the barrel. You don't have to like charge into them or anything. I almost got all 4 of the gems right there. I did miss one. And also, ideally, you could destroy the armor of the 2 guys and the box with just 1 barrel. But it's fine. It's fine. That's like the mantra of this run. It's fine. Everything's fine. Focus. I do want to collect the key because it makes this collection here faster with those 2 guys. You can opt not to collect the key, but it will slow down that area. I don't know why I collected that box early. But hey, it worked out. 400. Returning home. Yeah, at this point, like, it's really kind of becoming real for me that, like, oh, fuck, like, credit skip is coming up and I'm on, like, probably the best run of my life, up to this point. I've had other runs that have come close to this that have died on credit skip. And it's really, heartbreaking. But at the same time, it's like, it's a really hard trick at the end of a run. And if you miss it, then you're going to lose like a minute, guaranteed. So it's pretty, the pressure is pretty big. By this point in the run, the pressure is like on. It's like, all right, like just focus, just nail this shit. Not to mention, I mean, look at all the enemies in this level. They all have guns and shit. So just like the case with like Dark Passage, how the enemies give you very little kind of like room to, flub your movement. Like if you like get a flop or get like a weird bonk or something, these enemies are gonna punish you for that. Like, or if you're not like really on top of like where they are in their kind of attack cycles, you may have to like wait for them and stuff, you know, and so you have to be really on top of them. Flame charging them, you know, they're bigger enemies, so they are a bit harder to flame charge as well. You just have to get closer. Okay. Now here we're going to take a death abuse real quick to go back to the dragon that we just stepped on. And that way we can collect the rest of the gems with another supercharge. The reason why we have to go back here and then the reason why we kind of do the death abuse twice is because we don't have any choice but to get this chest right here with a supercharge. And there are a couple of different routes of this level where you don't do 2 death abuses, but currently pretty much the fastest route is a double death abuse. Which kind of seems counterintuitive, but that's just how it is. On that note, Twilight Harbor Proxy can save time over this route, but it has to be done in such a way where you have to set it up before you go for it. Like, you don't go for some certain gems. For it to save time, I'm saying. You don't go for some certain gems, then you get the proxy, and then you nail everything. Then it can save time. But, I don't know. I prefer to just do this strat. It's like, it's not worth the time. If you do like a safe Twilight Harbor proxy where you don't set it up, but you collect the gems, then it's just like, might as well not even go for it. I like to stand to the side of these boxes when I flame them because I find that Spyro homes them in a bit easier than if you're just standing straight on top of them. So I did a jump, glide, and then flame charge into the guy with the key. The reason I could do that without him running away is because of that jump. These guys can't see you if you're at a certain height in the air. So you can abuse that. You can actually abuse that with almost any of the thieves. If you come at them from above, that's usually the best way to kill most of them in this game. Of course, that's not always possible with every thief, but with these guys it is. At least the first one. So yeah, my heart's pounding right now. I'm like tripping balls. I'm just really trying to focus right here, man. This part is like nuts because this part is like basically on a timer, essentially. You'll notice that Nasty Nork is running away with me, and I have to collect all of the gems and treasure on this first run through the obstacle course. And if I do it quickly enough, then I can flame him before he runs around the obstacle course again. But if I don't do this part quickly enough, then he'll make me run through the whole obstacle course again. So we got him right there. You'll notice that that's like kind of his scripted time to get hit right there, and now he's invulnerable for the rest of the time.
All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and leave you with my unadulterated reaction here at the end, and I hope that you enjoy it. Again, this PB was 2 years in the making, so it was a real fucking pop-off for me. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more fucking runs, dude. And smoke weed every day. Oh my god, fuck me, dude. Holy shit, did you see that proxy? What the fuck was that? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. What was that? How did I get that? Oh, oh my god. God. Alright, fuck it. I'm about to party right now. Fuck yeah, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, Craig. Let's go. Oh. Ah. All right. It's not over yet. Focus. My turn for a 126, motherfuckers. Clutch the goddamn ending, too. Oh, my God. The adrenaline is ridiculous right now. Oh my shit. How did I get that? That was such a weird proxy. Okay, don't even worry about it. We got this. We fucking got this. Just shut the fuck up. We got this. Don't even go for Saboom strats. We're good.
go, baby. Sour, dude. Sour. Oh my god, I'm gonna need a sour after this shit, I swear to god. Oh my god. Okay, planes. Okay. Hello? Oh my god, dude, yes. Fuck yes, dude. Fuck you. Oh my god, dude. This is better than sex, I will say it. Oh my god. Let's go. Okay, don't celebrate, man. We gotta get this treasure room. We gotta focus on the treasure room. I'm definitely hitting that select button. You already know, bro. No big fucking strats on this one. We're playing it about as safe as we can. Give me that bitch. Oh! What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? Are we really serious? What the 125 right now? Did we sub Gasco? Are you shitting me? Oh my god. I skipped 126. I'm a legend. Oh my god. I've never seen a 126 and I never will. Fuck it, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Where's the fucking camera, dude? Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. Hold on, let me oh my god. Where am I? Dude, what? What the fuck? Alright guys, we fucking did it. We got a fucking 125. Gasco, this one's for you. Hummeldog, this one's for you. Most of all, Donkey Rider. Anime. Oh, I fucking love you guys so much. Oh God. Fuck yeah, dude. God. Hey. Fucking salut, dude. Fucking salut. This one's for AGDQ 2020, man. I'll see you guys there, man. Woo! God, I'm fucking shaking, dude. I'm fucking shaking right now, dude. Oh my god, dude, I'm fucking shaking. Oh shit, I just fell off my fucking chair, dude. Oh my god, dude, that shit was so ridiculous, bro. Dude, fuck a shirt, dude. We just got a 125. Dude, what the fuck? Pick up the phone? What? Oh shit. Yo, bro. Oh, yes, bro. Yes, we fucking did it, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to say right now, man. Like, I'm just shaking right now. This is fucked.
You killed that shit.
Oh my god, Eric.
Killed that shit, B.
Dude, the whole run, dude. The whole run, you were there supporting, man. The whole run, you were in the chat hyping up.
The whole chat, man. It was the whole chat. Everyone's here to see you fucking murder it. I don't see a blue on them split, boy. Look at them goals.
Oh my god. Not a single blue split to be seen.
Look at them goals.
God damn, dude. You really the whole chat, Eric. You really the whole chat, bro.
The whole game right now, boy.
Yo, Eric, what do you have to say for the chat, bro?
What I have to say for the chat? Man, fuck y'all. Look at this boy. You ain't never seen a 125.
You have never even seen a 126. Oh my god. I had never even seen a 126. Fucking gas, dude. Bro, so what's going on tonight, man? Sours or what?
I'm about to come through.
Oh, personal pan pizza. Yo, we got the pizza, yo. Oh my god. All right. I'll see you in a minute, man. I'll see you. Peace. You know I am the winner. I got the chicken dinner. Happy birthday to me. Craig, come by, dude. Eric's bringing a sour. Dude, we got the keg, man. Come by, man. We have to celebrate, dude. Oh, Jesus, guys. That was awesome. That was like the best run I've ever had, and we didn't fuck up credit. Guys, did you see how fucking close that credit skip was? I got the weirdest proxy of my life. I was like, I'm not. When I got that proxy and I committed to it, I was like, that's it. This run's over. I was like, I can't. There's no way I can get this. I just have to clutch. And I fucking clutched it, dude. I fucking got that shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Oh, 125, baby. 125. Hold on. What's Gasco's PB, bro? Oh my god. Dude, I'm texting Saboom right now. Dude, oh my god. That's so awesome. Oh, damn it. He's still a few God damn it. He's still a little bit ahead of me. If I had not fucked up a little bit, I would have been... That's bullshit, dude. I gotta beat Gaz now. Fuck. Whatever. You just call me Deo Man 4. 4th place, dude. This is... Guys, fun fact, this is the highest I've ever been on the leaderboards, but I want more. I want to sub Gaz. God. That's crazy. Tweaky Taker, dude. Thanks for hanging out and watching, man. Skip 124. That's definitely not happening. It'll be a serious grind for me to get to 124. You know, based on the amount of like mistakes and stuff that I've had, I think 124 is possible, but it's gonna take a lot of grinding. It's gonna take a lot of grinding to get to that. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Well, I'm not sure. I don't remember if this was the late split at the start run. Holy shit, dude. You know what's funny is I've been like thinking about this moment for like quite a while. I've been thinking like, damn, dude. You know, I've experienced, guys. I really want to be like straight up with you for a sec. So for the past couple weeks, streaming this game, I've experienced a lot of like kind of depressive thoughts, just like speed depression. I call it. It's like when you're trying to get a PB, but you keep fucking up and this and that, and blah 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 sort of stuff, and it just makes you depressed, right? You know, resetting. It's like speedrunning can like kind of lead to depression in a way. And I was starting to feel that kind of heavy over the past month or two. And whenever I'd be in like a really dark place, I would just think to myself, I would think like, man, when I do get that 125, if I ever get that 125, I'm probably going to like cry or something like. And the funny thing is I don't even feel like crying. I feel like it's just business as usual, you know? I feel some adrenaline pumping, but it's not as momentous. It's not as like big of a deal as like I made it out to be in my head. You know what I mean? It's just like, damn. Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm so happy, guys. Like, you have no idea how happy I am right now. This PB was like 2 years in the making. Yeah, I've gotten like 3 or 4 127 mid 127s, and then after two kind of like a year to 2 years of dry no PBs, you know, a bunch of sub 130s, and then today we got a 125. That's so ridiculous. That's like, that just makes me so happy. My god. Fuck. up, Farnia? Dude, you missed the run, bro. It's okay. There'll be more. As it turns out, Gazco is apparently 3 seconds faster than me. So I still have to beat him. Now it's like a real race between me and Gaz. Maybe he'll start playing 120 again. Now that he sees that I'm actually like trying to beat him. God, man, I'm so happy, guys. You have no idea. I was really feeling insecure. Like, I was feeling like, man, like, I'm capable of 126, 125, but it's just not happening. I don't know if I have it in me, sort of thing, you know. Gazco got a 125 within running this game for, like, 6 months. And here I am, like 5 years later. And I finally got that. Finally got the 125. I really wanted it really badly. It's like really like it's like emotional for me to get this. This is really crazy. This is like I think it's still kind of like it's kind of just hitting me right now. Honestly. Yeah, dude, Zando, that's the plan. Okay, so me and we're gonna do a team strat here. You gotta distract Gazco. You take the vortex. By the way, dude, Zando, you've been killing it with these vortex strats. I've been seeing your stream. I've been seeing the clips you've been posting, dude. I applaud you. That's fucking amazing. Sorry, I know my camera's like behind a little bit of like what I'm saying. Whatever, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's a two-pronged defense right there. That's teamwork to defeat the evil Gazco. Hold up, where's the chat command? Oh, by the way, check it out. There's all my splits from this run. We gotta take down Gaz, man. He's just a corporate conglomerate. He doesn't know. Damn, Zando. It sounds like you got that shit, Zando. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Man. Do I still have my sub to you, bro? I don't even know. Oh no, I think my sub ran out. I'm gonna use my Prime on you when it refills next month. Man, Zando, we got this, man. We fucking got this. Guys, chat, whatever, whoever's here, thirsty, Zach. Oh, damn! Dude! What? What? Let's go, dude. $20, bro? That's the most money anybody's ever given me for fucking playing a video game. Dude, thanks, bro. That's fucking crazy, man. Yo, cheers, Farnia. Or where is it? Cheers, Farnia. I love you, dude. Farnia, dude, you've been like you've really given me a lot of like emotional support over these past few months, you know. And that really means a lot to me. And so just seeing you give that donation really like I know like how much I know that you know how much it means to me. So thank you, man. I love you. I love you.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me!
120 dong.
This boy! Oh my god.
Bro.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Okay, guys, fucking Shaman Hearts 91 is here.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
there
boy.
he is. Okay, we're gonna sign off right here. We got
Right
the
here.
sour.
Sour's in the building.
We got the sour beer. We're gonna chill. We're gonna have a great night. We'll probably run into Craig. Guys, I just want to say, guys, have a fucking great night. We're gonna bop Gaz together, me and you, Zando. We're gonna fuck him up. He thinks he could just take our fucking hard work and dedication from us. No, he can't do that shit, bro. We're gonna come with a fucking vengeance. I'm gonna come so hard.
He's gonna come.
I'm gonna come. All right, so peace out, guys. I love you. Thank you guys for being here. I honestly even when my runs suck, I always try to tell you guys how much I care about you, and now is like the perfect time for me to say that. I just love you guys so much. So, anyways, especially you, Farnia. I'm out of here. Peace. We're gonna raid someone. We're gonna definitely spam some 125 Bill Clintons in someone's chat right now. Peace. definitely rating Dale. Yeah, Devs.
I wasn't gonna make that. Dude, Deo, thanks for the host, man. I appreciate it. Everybody's hosting me tonight. It's like the third host I've got. At the time, I usually don't stream. No! You serious? You got the 125? Holy. You're serious. You got a 125. Dude. I gotta turn. Bro. No, listen here, dude. I'm turning my webcam on to tell you congratulations. I look like shit right now because I had school today, but I'm turning my webcam on to tell you congratulations. No joke. Holy shit, dude. Dude, that is awesome. Holy shit. Alright. You ready?
And when you hit that proxy, I thought you were gonna try. Dude, we all were like,
Dude, that proxy, I thought it was over.
So
I saw that
shady.
proxy, I was like,
So
that's over,
shady.
it's over, it's over.
That angle was like, fuck.
I've never gotten credit skip with it. Dude, look at the baby powder all over the
Oh,
tits.
shit.
I was like,
Oh
fuck it.
shit.
Oh!
The thumbs up. Like face to face. Congratulations, dude. That is awesome. Dude, that is legit. Holy shit, 125.49. Is that third place or is that fourth place? Dude, Deo, come on, man. I love you too. Holy shit, man. That is fucking awesome. 3 set. Oh,